welcome to Own It Magazine. My name is Marisa Bludorn. I am the editor-in-chief as well as the CEO of Own It Magazine and Publishing. And on this platform, we're going to be talking to our December cover girl, and she is Sabina David, and she is a licensed real estate broker in the Dominican Republic, as well as the CEO of her construction business. And in this segment, we're going to talk about pre-construction or new construction, so to speak, and what buyers should be on the lookout for. Just be on the lookout. What are the key things that you should be looking and taking into deep consideration when looking to buy land and build? And taking center stage and owning it me is Sabine.
Hello,
Welcome,
everybody.
welcome. Oh my God, I'm so excited to have you here. And one of the biggest thing I love is, I love real estate. The part I love about real estate is one, having land. I love land. And then two
Mhm.
is making the land beautiful, because people don't talk about the psychological impact that your home has on you. Where you live and where you retreat to at the end of the day, at the end of anything,
Yeah.
is so very important. And so we're going to talk about purchasing land, pre-construction, and what buyers should be on the lookout for. In our
Mhm.
last segment, we left on the note of why it's important that if you are buying in a newly constructed project, why it's so important to move at the very beginning of, I would even say, when the project goes public for people to begin to buy. What are some of the things that they should really be taking into consideration
You mean in terms of the investment?
at the investment part?
They have to first make sure what is their budget. What is the budget? Do they have all funds already available? Do they need some more years to go down? So to narrow in if they can buy something right now and afford to build a house or buy a home, or if they can just if they get something that is off plan, and then just pay over the next years until completion. So that is also something that they can think about.
Wow, yeah, that is because I know in the US, and what I'm reading up is no different, is that when a project becomes public and is offered to buyers
Yeah.
prior to construction, that
Yeah.
is the most inexpensive time for you to invest, correct?
Pre-launch, yes. Hmm.
Yeah, pre-construction. So it's important for you to decide, and the reason why it's the least expensive is just using common sense is because it hasn't been built yet, so no one knows what it looks like, right? So
Hmm.
you're trusting that the blueprints, what they're saying on the floor plans, because in pre-construction mode you get the brochures on what the projected outcome is going to look like, what the design is going to look like, what the flow of the project is going to be, what are the amenities, what are your options and things like that. That's new. So you're getting in at the top where they're hungry for people to buy into the project, correct? They're hungry. They
Right.
want you to buy into the project. But then as they've gotten people to buy in and partner with them and purchase units and everything like that, now they know the value of the property. They know that people are interested, and now the investment goes up because now they've proven that this project is coming to pass, it's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. And so now you're going to pay for that. Now you're going to pay based on demand, right? Market demand. What does the market yield? And so that's why it's important for you that you want to, if you're considering it, and if you want to get something that's low, you want to build a relationship. Now, if you've been watching us over the last few sessions that we've had, the segments that we've been talking about buying real estate in the Dominican Republic. Is it worth investing? And we've talked about that, and we've shown over these last few segments that yes, it is worth it. It's worth it,
Mhm.
but you got to come in. You got to get in. You got to pay to play, and you got to get in now, because even me, I'm seeing like, oh my God, you know, this economy is brewing. It's
Yeah.
we see infrastructure all over there. No matter what part of the island you're on, you see new buildings going up. You see buildings being renovated. Like I said, there's some noise that has been in the background. We have properties here in the building that I'm in that are being renovated because they're looking for high end. We talked about in our last segment that they're looking for luxurious tourism. So they're
Hmm.
looking for clients who have the money to play and pay. And as a buyer, isn't that something that they should really want? They want to invest in a thriving economy, one that's on the way up, not the one that's already gotten up. You want to catch it now because it's on the rise. They have projections, right?
Exactly. Plus, we have to say, especially in Punta Cana, we have a very, very limited inventory of property that is ready, like that is, resold or something. It's very, very almost nothing. So, and the demand is so high that there is something coming up all the time. So there are no new projects being built, and they need to be built because there are buyers. They want properties. So it's not, the demand is very high, and it's hard to get into something. So you probably have time, like 2 3 years, depending on the project, to get into it now. Nail down the price, and then you have 3 years to pay your monthly quotes, and you pay off the rest on completion. But you're in, you have the foot in the door, you have reserved your unit, and you can just, relax and wait for it to get ready.
Yeah. So it's important for, like we've been saying in all the segments, get connected with Sabine. Get connected with her so that you know, and look at your money. First, do a realistic
Yeah.
thing. Like I said, come and visit.
Yes.
I know for me, when I purchased my first home in the U.S., I rode past the neighborhoods. I didn't just look at the inventory on a list. It's great that we have technology. It's great that we can look at lists. It's great that we can see so much online. But there's nothing like being in the room where it happens. It's nothing like being there front and
Correct.
center to see physically so that your expectations are realistic. So to
Mhm.
see right there, to be right there, to see it. And it's worth you investing the time. If it's something that you're really serious about considering, it's worth investing your time. It's worth putting it in. It's so much fun. I mean, it's so much fun buying the property, buying a home. It does not have to be a stressful experience. It should be
No.
fun. It should be inviting. One thing it's really wonderful in this process is that it's affordable. Coming to the Dominican Republic is affordable in your travels. When you think about traveling internationally, it is one of the most still affordable places for you to come
Mhm.
in and be able to experience something incredible at a reasonable price. And so you want to connect with Sabine. You want to have conversations. As she mentioned, you can connect with her via her website, which is on this ticker tape below. You see it below. Get in touch with her on the ticker tape, get connected with her on WhatsApp. But I want to charge you to don't just talk to her. Come here and see her. Come to the Dominican Republic, connect with her, see that she's a physical person, and let her talk to you because there's some scammers out here, right?
Yeah,
There's some
unfortunately.
serious scammers out here, and you want to protect yourself against that by being with a licensed broker agent that is able to assist you to make sure that you are connected with bona fide legitimate people here that are all a part of that are stakeholders in the process of you building your property. You talked about earlier how there, we asked about, I talked to you about how long does it take. So once you buy, you find your land, you're ready to build your property, how long does it take? One of the things that you said to me is, well, you got to get approvals, right? So there's an approval process that you have to go through.
Mhm.
Well, in that approval process, there's different agencies that you have to deal with, right? So
Yeah.
you want to be knowledgeable in regards to working with someone who has a proven record. And so one of the things that you want to do in pre-construction, some of the 10 keys that I was able to pull up was pre-construction, you got to take into consideration. pre-construction versus post-construction.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, pre-construction. I mean, if you're looking for something modern and you don't have the funds ready yet, then pre-construction, of course, it has, in theory, some red flags or some risks. But that's also where you want to come back to me, because you need to make sure that it is a builder that we know. The land has a clean title. You have to do your homework. You also want to have a lawyer working with this with you. So then it's easy to narrow it in, and you are on the safe side.
hmm So the 10 keys that this is the U.S. News Real Estate article, and it says here are 10 key points to consider when buying new construction home. Pre pre-construction versus post-construction, quality of the builder's past projects. That's what
Yeah.
you mentioned.
Yes.
Reputation of the
Yeah.
project,
Hmm.
developer concessions,
Yes.
visual red flags, home inspections, pre-closing to-do list, and on-site teams.
Hmm.
Very critical, right?
Yes. But
Yeah.
you have to know who you work with, and it's not only the brokers or so-called brokers can be scammers. I mean, it you can also have constructors be scammers. Even if you buy something that is done and you need a renovation and you need a plumber or whatever, even they can be a scammer because they think you are from the States, you are rich, you are, they can take the money out of So it's an endless chain. So you need to be well connected. Definitely,
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what it is.
And that's what's critical here, is that that's why I say don't just talk to Sabine via WhatsApp. Don't be lazy about this, because laziness will get you into a big mess later. Go see. And then the more you
Yeah.
come, the more you get embedded in the culture. See, the deal
Hmm.
is this, is if you plan to transition from anywhere in the world to another location, and we're specifically focused on the Dominican Republic. I'm here,
Hmm.
Sabine's here. We're focused on the Dominican Republic. When you come here and get embedded into and get acclimated into the culture here, into the people that you're going to be in the neighborhood of, the
Hmm.
less scamming can happen to you
Hmm.
in the process
Exactly.
of you buying. The less can happen, because guess what? You become knowledgeable. And
Hmm.
here in the DR, people know each other. They know each other. Trust me, they get to know who you are, especially if you're coming from another
Yeah.
country. You're not here. Their eyes are on you. Eyes are on you,
Hmm.
not to be bad. It's not bad. They're just family oriented here. They're
Yeah.
just community oriented here. That's part of the culture. It's not bad. It's
Yes.
just that people know you. And when you come from the US, I know you're not used to that. You're not used to people
Hmm.
being so friendly. You're not used to people
No.
being approachable. You're not used to people caring that are
Hmm.
strangers. But they're
Yes.
not all scammers. But we what we want to do is make sure that you are set up with the right people from the start. That you don't have to worry about, they sound so nice and they were so friendly, and then they scam you. We want to make sure from the
Hmm.
start you are connected with the right people who will keep you in the circle of people who operate through integrity, and ethics, right? Quality
Yes.
ethics. And
Absolutely.
so that's what's critical here. But the 10 points are so, the 10 key things are so, you were hitting them on point without me even sharing these 10 key things. And what is developer's concession? Are you familiar with that terminology?
Is it what? I'm sorry. What is the word?
Developer concessions.
You mean in terms of permissions for developers, or?
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, I mean, you can just open a development company and hire some workers and pretend to be building. In theory, it's possible. So that's why you want to look at. what is going on. Do they have their work permits? Do they have everything in place? Did they do something before? Do I know some projects that they did before? I mean, we cannot know every construction company, of course, but there are always ways to do your research. You know, the architects are connected. You have to, I mean, you can definitely get the good ones away from the bad ones.
Yeah, yeah. And that's all about network. And that's even in the US,
Yes,
it's all about who's your network. Who's it? I always say,
correct.
who's in your, you're
Yeah,
the CEO of your life. Who's in your boardroom?
right,
Who are you getting your advice from? And that's
right.
why, again, like I said, connect with Sabine, because she's been here. She's been here. And if you've been watching, she's been here 19 years. And she's been in the industry just about since she got here. And so she
Mhm.
knows the who's or who's. She knows the process. She knows it, and she can educate you on that. Anything that you want to share on pre-construction, buying your property, anything specific, Sabine, that you want to share with our audience?
Pre-construction is for sure not for everybody because some people cannot just go with a brochure and they need to see the product ready. But this is the problem because the demand is so high that if you want to wait until you can see something or they have a model home or something like that, everything is already sold because everything that comes out here is just selling like fresh bread. So you have to be that type of person that can work with a brochure and that can trust in the process. And if you do, then you can, just put some money down, save the rest for yourself if you have it, or just spend less if you don't have it yet. But it's a very good option, and at the end there's a product that is modern, that is brand new. So I don't think it can get any better.
Awesome, awesome. So, on average, in the condominiums, when you're purchasing condominiums on that side, because most of what they're building right now is condominiums. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, what is the standard? What is it two bedrooms, a one bedroom? What's the standard? What's in high demand? What floor plan is in high demand?
Depending on the area, you can get anything from one bedroom to three bedrooms, penthouses. And it really depends because let's say if you are looking for something a little bit less in price, you can get a one bedroom and you can still rent it out. I mean, there's clientele for every single unit on the market. But on the beach, let's say if you rent it out via Airbnb or if you use it yourself, most people would like a two bedroom, two bathroom unit. So they have more space, and the standard is very high. I mean, normally every project has a pool, has a gym, has some amenities. Everything is very modern, of course, depending on the style of the builder. But in average here, everything is super modern and beautiful, Caribbean.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, the one thing that's good about it, everything is a two-edged sword, right? So you're
Yes.
excited because, right? You're excited because there's the Dominican Republic is not overly regulated, right? So when you come,
Yeah.
you're not policed so much as to what you can and
Mhm.
cannot do. That's the beauty of coming to the Dominican Republic, where there's opportunity for you to grow. There's opportunity for you to be innovative and creative with what it is that you want to do as far as being a business owner or trying to prosper in the land. That is one of the beautiful things. I know for me, it's a beautiful thing because you're not clank down with over legislation, right? And so you don't want to lose that in coming, but you want to be smart in how you navigate through this, open window of
Yeah.
ability to show up, because we talk about,
Mhm.
open up in the construction build business and not having to be overly regulated. Well, if you're
Mhm.
one who has high integrity, you have excellent experience and results, you don't want someone to regulate you out where you can't run your business. We're
Yeah.
saying that, there's a beauty in that. There's a beauty
Mhm.
in that, because in the US we used to have that, but now we're so regulated that it's so difficult to do business, and so,
Mhm.
or do business successfully. So that's one of the beauties of being here in the Dominican
Yeah.
Republic. It's still kind of a shake hand, trust your word kind of place, and we want to keep that kind of somewhat. So we also want to make sure that we're protecting ourselves. And so,
Yeah.
like I said, with Sabine and her team, you have that umbrella of protection. You have that umbrella, and she can tell you these are the people that she's worked with, and this is how you can work with them as well, and being fair and just in the business practice. Do you have any closing thoughts, Sabine?
Um, just wanted to mention that we also offer like the 100% trouble-free package for our buyers. So let's say you are convinced and you did the step and you bought something, and now you are getting your new home that and you don't know, you don't speak Spanish, and you don't know where to buy furniture, where to get things done. So we are there. We can be with you on every step through the process until you are really settled and you're sitting there and you're enjoying everything, because we know that it's difficult and some people are not even here all the time. um, they don't have the time to be here for 2 weeks and buy furniture, so they can also have us take care of this, or of, if you have a villa, have the gardener come in, or whatever it is, whatever you need, you name it, we can help you. And I think that is
Awesome,
very, very,
awesome.
very important too.
So, how do the people get in touch with you?
They just contact me on my webpage. There is a WhatsApp button where you can reach me directly. You can call me, of course. You can send me an email. We can get a Zoom call together. So whatever works best for you.
Oh, awesome. This is so great information. And you've left us on a very good note, which is transitioning. How do you, okay, so you bought your property and everything like that, and you share that you still have an extended service that will help them once they're here. So we're going to talk about that in our next segment. And we want to at this point say thank you so much for coming and stopping by and listening in. And we hope that we've inspired you to at least start considering DR as a second home, as a retirement place, or even as a place that you invest in. And so, thank you so very much for being with us. And
Thanks
remember,
for
our
having me
next
here.
it is, right? In our next segment, we're going to talk about the actual transitioning. So in our prior
Mhm.
segment, we talked about why would you want to buy and invest. This we talked about pre-construction and post-construction opportunities. And next, we're going to be talking about how it is when you transition here, because that is a process too. And so we
Yeah.
want to say thank you so very much. We're out.
Bye bye.